Hello, Dolphin 4. This is, you know who I am. Okay. So, ever since we have a big test, monthly evaluation right on Monday, let's spend around 20 minutes reviewing everything from chapter 3. Okay. I'll set an alarm on my watch. And so 20 minutes. Here we go. Page 36. Everyone said disappointing, amazing, realistic, just like real, right? Confusing, frightening, awful, weird, embarrassing. Of course. So on this page, we just read them in the class already. Just try to review. Okay, this part, page 36. For example, I couldn't understand what was happening. The dream was very confusing, right? Oh, my dream was absolutely amazing and awesome, but it was so disappointing to wake up from a good dream, right? Amazing, just like awesome. Okay, so how about the where does Alice's dream take place? Alice's dream takes place in an imaginary world called Wonderland, right? And what kind of characters does Alice meet? Alice just meets the same weird but wonderful characters that she meets in in the book, right? Just like the book. So everyone said disappointing, frightening, and amazing. Disappointing right here, right? And awful means bad. The plot was awful. The plot was so bad. Okay, and the characters, the people in the movie, the people in a story, right? Good. How about can we try to check out some sentences with mistakes? Let's see if you can try to correct the mistakes easily. Okay, I'll show you some sentences. Just read them carefully and let's try to correct the mistakes. For example, the movie, the book. Okay, so remember, um, when we compare, can we check out before we compare? Can we check out the movie? Sorry, the book is better than the movie, so the movie isn't as good as a book, right? And the book isn't as frightening as a movie, so the movie is more frightening than the book. Okay, so how do we change the book, the movie? A changed to B, B changed to A, right? So A changed to B, B changed to A. How do we change? The movie isn't as how about number four? The book was more frightening than the movie. So first of all, the book and the movie just change. So the movie changed to the book, right? So the book changed to the movie. So the movie switch. That's step number one. Step number two, isn't changed to is changed to isn't, was changed to wasn't, yes changed to no, no changed to yes. Okay, positive, negative, negative, positive. So the movie wasn't what? As changed to more than than, and than more than changed to was as. Okay, so more exciting than the movie. So the movie wasn't as exciting as the book, all right? As a book. Okay, sorry, the screen isn't big enough, but let's check out the box. Let's try to correct the mistakes, okay? Good. So for example, if we say, here we go, the books are better interesting than the movies. Better interesting than. We say than, more than, right? Than, more than. So more interesting than, right? More interesting than, right? How about if we say the movie. Okay, how about here? The movie. Here's a good example. The movie was more scarier than the book. If you say more scarier than the book, where's the mistake? Where's the mistake for more scarier than? More scarier than. If you say more scarier than, the mistake will be the movie was just a scarier than, right? More, say goodbye to more, okay? We don't say more scarier than. We don't say more better. No, okay? So say goodbye to more, okay? Good. So how about for the book is better as the book. Sorry, the movie. The book is better as the movie. Where's the mistake? The book is better than the movie, right? So a lot of people make mistakes like this. Check out. Okay, so the movie isn't as better than the book. Where's the mistake? We don't say as better than. No, do we? So isn't as good as, right? There are two mistakes right there. Isn't as good as. Okay, isn't as good as. Okay, so check out the worksheet for the correct the mistakes part, and you will see more example. Okay, and later, let's turn your book to page 41, 41, 41, 41. Okay. Page 41. Okay. So remember, disappointing, disappointed, boring, bored, frightening, frightened, interesting, interested, embarrassing, embarrassed. For ed, for people's feeling, okay, and for ing is an adjective to talk about things, to talk about people, so, to talk about, to describe something, okay. For example, Scarlett and Yasmin and Angelo, right? So how did Scarlett feel when she woke up? Yeah, sorry, Yasmin. How did Yasmin feel when she woke up? Yasmin was disappointed when she woke up. Why? It's disappointing to wake up from a good dream, right? And Angelo wanted to talk about his dream. Yasmin was bored because she has heard about the dream before. But Scarlett wasn't bored at all. She feels interested. And the monster in Angelo's dream, the monster was frightening, right? Angelo was frightened. And Scarlett thinks Angela's dreams was interesting. She was interested. Okay, she felt interested. But at the end, of course, people think Angelo was very embarrassed. It was very embarrassing, right? Angelo feels embarrassed because he was shouting, "Mommy, mommy, help!" when he woke up, right? So how about ed for people's feeling and ing as an adjective to talk about things, to talk about people? How about I'll show you some mistakes, sentences with mistakes, okay? And let's try to correct. For example, Angelo, and sorry, Angelo. I'll use Angelo. Uh, Angelo what? Angelo was, it's faster, okay? So, Angelo was disappointed and because, disappointing because many people forgot his birthday. How do you change? Angelo feels, okay? He feels, he felt disappointed, right? Disappointed. Disappointed. Very good. Just like that. Let's try to correct the mistakes. Okay, good. For example, I'll use blue. The movie isn't as confused as the book. The movie, we talk about a movie. It's not a person. So the movie isn't as confusing, right? Isn't as confusing as the book. Very good. How about if we say a movie, bored or boring? A movie, bored or boring? Think about it. If we say a movie, is it bored or boring? The movie is so what? Boring. It's not as exciting as the last one. Okay, the boring. Sorry, here we go. And how about monster? The monster in Angelo's dream. Frightened or frightening? The monster frightened or frightening. The monster in the dream is what? Frightening, right? Frightening. Very good. And if you say a boy, the boy in the supermarket, he was wearing pajamas. He had no shoes on. And he felt the dream was embarrassing. How did he feel? Okay, the dream was embarrassing, not embarrassed, right? So the dream was so embarrassing. Okay, it was an embarrassing dream. I fell over. I knocked on my knees. I just embarrassed. I'm embarrassed, right? Embarrassed. Very good. Sorry, made a mistake. Okay, made a mistake. It should be embarrassing, right? Embarrassing. Double R, double S for embarrassing, right? Good. How about the movie? The movie. If we try to compare the book and the movie, which one is more exciting or excited? The movie is more excited than the book. Ever since the movie is not a person, so we don't use exciting. So the movie is more exciting than the book. Very good. How about are you I'll change the color? Threatened. Let's change it to frightened. Okay, frightening. Frightening. Okay. Are you frightening of the dark when you turn off the light? Are you frightening or are you frightened? Do you feel frightened when you turn off the light? So, are you frightened of the dark? Okay. Good. Just to make things quickly, so I just copy and paste. This is why. Okay. Good. How about the last sentence right here? I'm interesting when the teacher tells us funny stories. I'm interesting. I'm interesting. So when the teacher tells stories and when the teacher tells jokes, I feel interested. Okay, interested. Okay, good. So when we finish, let's turn your book to page 40. So when you lie down, you fall asleep, right? Do you use a special toy or pillow when you go to sleep? Do you need a special toy or pillow? Okay. Or do you need a special blanket, right? Are you frightened of the dark? Do you stay up late or do you go to bed early? Do you fall asleep easily? Easily, right? Good. How about on page 43? Sorry, it's on page 40. It's on page 42. Made another mistake. I'm sorry. Okay, so page 43. Sleep is very important for our what? Health, right? And how much sleep do we need every night? 8 hours of sleep, right? And do you stay up late or do you wake up early in the morning? And do you exercise in the day or do you exercise at the night? Do you get out of the bed when the alarm clock goes off? Or do you just go back to sleep? So there are many, many questions, right? Good. So we have 5 more minutes. Okay, come. Let's try to change the as sentences to more than more than, and more than sentences to what? To as sentences. Okay, so I'll show you a box right here, and here we go. We have 6 sentences to show you. Okay, for example, the movie. Okay, the movie. This is just what we've been doing in the class, in the homework, all the time. The movie isn't as disappointing as a book movie. So we change A to B, B to A. How do you change? So first of all, the book change it to the movie. The movie change it to the book, right? So the movie isn't changed to is. Okay, as changed to than, more than. So more disappointing, disappointing, as or than the book or the movie, the book. Okay, so just try to be very careful about it. Okay, good. How about can we compare expensive, the price? For example, the game was more expensive than the toy. Okay, how do you change? How do you change? The toy and the game and the toy. And here we go. So the game changed to the toy. Good. The toy was changed to wasn't. Okay, wasn't more expensive than, changed to as wasn't as expensive as the game or the toy. The game. Okay, good. So A changed to B, B changed to A. Okay, good. So how about can we try to compare, how about the other game? Game. Okay, what sorry, that's my dog. Okay, good. There we go. The my game is more amazing than Elton's game. Okay, my game is more amazing than Elton's game. So how do we change? My game changed to Elton's game. So Elton's game, what? And Elton's game is so boring. So is changed to isn't. Okay, more amazing than, more than changed to not as. So not, isn't as amazing as whose game? Your game. Okay, my game. Okay, my game. Super easy, right? How about realistic? Realistic. Can we compare realistic? Okay, so realistic. Here we go. And your stories aren't as realistic as his stories. Okay, so yours changed to his. His stories aren't changed to are. As changed to more than, than. So realistic, more realistic than your story. Okay, your stories. Great. And how about, can we compare adventure stories? Adventure stories. Like Lord of the Rings, okay, and horror story like a ghost, okay. So, which one is more interesting? Horror stories aren't changed to are, as changed to more than. Okay, more interesting than. What kind of stories? Adventure stories. Adventure story, venture stories. Okay, and how about the movie? The movie. Okay, and the book. Bad, bad, bad words. The worst. Bad words. The worst. I'm sorry. I should use blue, right? I'll use blue. Okay. So the movie is worse than the book. How do we change? The book is changed to isn't. So the book isn't more than more than change it to as, right? Well, comparative words, so as bad as the movie. Thank you. Good. So before we finish the class, can we? Oh, it's 20 minutes. I know. It's 20 minutes. So before we finish the class, can we turn to page 46? Page 46. So the movie isn't as bad as the book. So take out the highlighter. Take out the highlighter. So remember, the movie isn't as bad as the book. So which one is funnier? The book is funnier than the movie, right? How about the TV show isn't as bad as the movie? So the movie is worse than the TV show. And the TV show isn't as realistic as the video game. So the video game is more realistic than the TV show, right? And at the end of the class, I know, final 1 minute. So check out the reader story. Check out the reader story. Check out the reader story. Good. Alice in Wonderland, right? Alice in Wonderland. So if you check out Alice in Wonderland, picture three. We're waiting for the. How about check out picture 3? So why couldn't Alice go into the garden? Why couldn't Alice go into the garden? Picture 3. Now she was sitting in a dark hallway. Okay, I know it's 22 minutes. I broke my promise. I'm so sorry. So, why couldn't she go into the beautiful garden? That's a small door. She was too big, right? How about what happened to Alice when she drank all the liquid in the bottle? After she drank the liquid in the bottle, what happened? What happened? She was getting smaller, right? She was getting smaller. And, Alice saw a cake. It says, eat me. Did she finish the cake? She ate a little bit. Nothing happened. So she finished the cake. Did she eat the whole cake? Yes, she ate the whole cake, right? And later on, she saw the rabbit. What was the rabbit holding in her hand? What was the rabbit carrying in her hand? The rabbit was carrying gloves and what else? Gloves and a big fan, right? Very good. And later on, Alice was hot and she was crying. Where am I? What can I do? So she used the fan. What happened? She was getting smaller again, right? So this time, what happened to her when she got small again? She fell into some water, like the ocean. She was too small. She fell into some water and she was swimming. She was swimming in her own tears, right? Okay, finally. 25 minutes. Sorry, it's overtime. We finished reviewing and hopefully everyone can do a great job on Monday. Okay, I'll be seeing you on Monday. Goodbye, everyone. Bye bye.